about multiplying and our rules for multiplication and how those rules applied to multiplying a whole number by a fraction. And what was that last rule that we looked at that we had to modify? Amelia?
All numbers when you multiply them are higher, but we had to change it to where all numbers when you multiply are higher with the exceptions of a number equal to 1 or lower.
Or lower than 1. So when we multiply a whole number by a fraction, what do we expect to get? Savannah?
A lower number.
A lower number or a smaller number. And we saw that in our homework last night, which we've already checked. What I want to start with is just some basic multiplication division facts. So if I have 24 divided by 6, what is my answer? Jackson?
4.
Okay. What are some other multiplication or division problems that I can make using these numbers? Evie?
Using 24, 6, 4, and 24. 6 times 4 is 24.
Right?
4 times 6 is 12.
Amelia?
24 divided by 4 equals 6.
So how's this going to help us? Evie?
It's like a problem tree. It shows you all the different problems you can use to have those 3 numbers.
So are we ever going to, the rest of our lives, going to be able to get away from knowing and understanding our basic math? This is going to haunt you. So let's look at how this relates to what we're doing now. If I have the problem, you may. If you find it one way, I want you to try and find another way to show your answer. A fraction 2/6. We don't have to write the whole problem. We're just going to try and find a way to solve it. About what you've done or what you're working on to explain how you found the answer that you found. So I want you to try and explain to your neighbor what you've done or what you do. It can be a group of 3 or just pick somebody around you.
I added up 2 6 24 times and then made an irregular fraction, and I knew that 8 helped 6 make 48, so
Show me if you did it this way. If you added up 2 6 24 times. Okay, Charlie? Thank you, Samantha.
I thought the problem was he has 20.
Did anybody solve this a different way? Yes, ma'am. Miss Melanie, what'd you do?
I did,
Yeah.
okay, so the problem was 24 and 2 6, so I did how many times does 6 go into 24, and that's 4 times. And so I went up here and did 2 times 4, and that was 8 over 24. So I knew the answer was 8.
Okay. Thank you. Any other ways we solve this problem? Frank?
Well, I basically did what Savannah did, just put them in groups.
Oh, you put them into groups?
Yeah.
So how did you group them?
Every 3, 2, 6.
Okay, so kind of like what Charlie was saying.
Yes.
As you were saying, you had 2 6, 2 6, and 2, 6, and you knew that was 1. And how many of these did it take? 8. And it took you 8, so you did it 8 times. Okay. Charlie?
Okay, I read it. I did 24 times 2,
4 times
and I got 48. And I knew
2.
that.
Why did you choose to do that?
Well, because you just have 24, and then you have 2 6. So you take the number and you do 24 times 2 6, and you get 48.
Okay.
And you know the denominator is 6,
Uh-huh.
so you make 48 6, and then you know that equals 80.
Alright, let's look at one more problem. So now, Emily she wants to make one massive omelet. And she needs 2/5 of her 24 eggs. So now let's find out how many eggs she's going to need in her one omelet. Raise your hand if you added 2/5 24 times. Okay. And those of you that added 2/5 24 times, that's a lot of adding, right? And what do we know about multiplication? It's repeated addition. So we can do this until we can make a generalized rule. So if we added 2/5 plus 2/5 plus 2/5 plus 2/5, what do we end up with? Right?
9 3/5.
9 and 3/5. Did you know if you got that? Ben?
No.
You got that?
No.
What'd you get?
I had a question.
Okay.
Oh wait, I see where I messed up. Never mind.
Okay. Charlie?
Can I say what I did?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. I did 24 times 2, because the top number is 2. And I got 48, and I knew the denominator was 5. So I put that under the 48, and so I made 48 fifths. And then I divided 48 by 5 and got 9 with the remainder of 3. And then I put 9 down as the whole number and put 5 under the 3 as the denominator, and I got 9 3/5.
Let's show a way to do this. Let's maybe try and do this with a picture. Amelia?
Well, I did my numbers.
Okay, but let's explain it and then we'll try it with a picture. What did you do?
I wrote 2/5 24 times and separated. I wrote it 24 times and separated them into 8 groups of 3
Why 8 groups of 3?
because 24 can be divided by 8
Okay.
and then I figured out that it equals 6/5 if you added them together, which is equal to 1/5.
Mm-hmm.
And then, which I chose right there, and then I added 1/5 plus 1/5 equals 2 and 2/5,
Mm-hmm.
and then I put that below it, and then I added the 2 and 2/5 to another 2 and 2/5, and I got 4 and 4/5, and then when I added the 2, 4 and 4/5, I got 8 and 8/5, and I knew that that the 8/5 was a can't remember what they're called. Improper fraction. So I got 9 and 3/5 egg.
Does everybody understand what Amelia did? So very similar to just straight up repeated addition, except she grouped it to make her adding a little bit easier. We can figure out what will work for each of these problems. So what we're saying is that, what do we notice? When we had 24 times 2, 6, what did we end up with? Looking back. Evie?
8.
We had 8. Alright, and what we did, or what Charlie said we could do, was he said we can do 24 times 2. Which gives us 48. And then we divide by 6 because that's what our denominator is. And we get 8, correct? Does everybody see that? Does everybody understand what we did? Clay? Do you understand? Okay. And then, if we take 24 and we multiply it by 2/5, Charlie said we can also do 24 times 2. Thank you. Which equals 48. And then divide that by
5.
5.
And you get 9 and 3/5.
And just with the array, you just repeat the same way. By drawing, yeah, 48, circle.
Are there any questions? So let's try one more problem. My next problem is Miss Dorn. We all love Miss Dorn. Ooh, she's throwing a party for the teachers, not for the students. And she's going to fill 23 water glasses with 2/3 cup of water. H2O. How much H2O will she need to fill her 23 water glasses with 2/3 cup water?